Cool kids, what you doing? We're gonna make more vids for your viewing. It's what we do when time allows. What we got for you should make me proud. This one is a response to Old Tom's Coins. He wanted to ask me a question, so I want to answer. And the answer I have goes way back in time, to a time before Mexico was its own prime location. I don't know. Look, guys, it's really simple. Mexico used to make Spanish coins. Now, real quick, down and dirty. 8, 4, 2, 1, 1/2. This is the important one for today's subject. So, if you convert this 8 real to a peso, right? That's 1 peso, half a peso, quarter peso. Now, this is where it gets weird though, right? So that would be 50 centavos. Well, half of 50 is 25 centavos. That's why they call a quarter 2 bits. But this is where it gets a little weird and funky. So that makes the 1 real, right, half of 25, which is 12 and a half, which is not an even number, which would like cause people with OCD to lose their damn minds. So we kind of got rid of that, and Mexico did too. This is the half real. Well, if this is 12.5, this would be 6 1/4, right? 6 1/4 centavos. Well, 1774 be damned. And if you look at the mint mark, you can see this was made in Mexico City. And Jimmy, have you ever seen a coin from 1774?
Tiny.
Yeah, that's a half real, bro. This is the original U.S. money. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. All right. What? Jimmy grabbed his stuff. All right, buddy. So real quick, down and dirty. Tom's Coins, he had a question for me. He asked me, because he was showing off his coin he got. He got a good deal on it, I'll tell you that. But he was asking me about 0.9027. Well, 0.9027 is definitely a Mexican thing. And it all goes back to, again, the very same thing. So when Spain was pushed out in the 1820s, Mexico pops up, right? And they want to do their own jam. So they come up with the 8 real. Ooh, nice, right? 8 real. Well, they also had a 4 real. And this is likely under melt, believe it or not. Yeah, 4 real. And then they had a 2 real. There's a 2 real. Now that is not under melt. Nor should. Actually, I do have one under melt. Let me find it. Yep, here it is. Let's use that one. And you know what? I got some of these under melt. Let's do an under melt run here. Excuse me. Seltzer water. Oh, here. What's more under melt than free? I got this in a deal. Yeah, I remember the deal. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. That's not what the subject of the video. All right. Under melt. I think I have 2 of these under melt. Let me check. Yeah, this would be under melt as well. And it's an older one. Let's use that one. Paid $5.23 for that coin. It's not in great shape, but who cares? It was $5.23. You do not find these very often under melt. I will say that. How much were you? Oh, this one's even more under melt. free. Same deal. Same as I got the 8 real. All right. Anyway, enough of that. All right. All under melt. Under melt 2 reals. Love it. Okay. Here's our 1 real. And what we pay for it? $3.75. That's over melt, but not by much. And then here we have a half real. Are you from Mexico? Let's see if we can even tell. Oh, it is. It's a Mexican coin. My gosh, I'm silly. Yes, there it is. This one's ugly, but it's from 1837. It does have a date on it. All right. So, same deal. These are the same coins, same weights. The purities are different, but ultimately the weights are they're the same coins. This 8 reals. Right now, these are a little less pure than these. Okay, I believe these are like 0.89 something. They're really close to 90%. All right, and I think it depends on the year. Okay, these are 0.9027. That was just Mexico's jam. The reason they did that, and it's right here. I'll show you. So the cool thing about the coins from this era, 20 gramos, is they tell you exactly what they are. Unfortunately, the purity isn't on these, it's on the pesos, which I have some of those too. But the point is, this is the 8 real, so they haven't put it on the coin yet, but they tell you how much it weighs. Well, it's 0.9027, but you say 0.903 for short, and all of these coins are the same purity, okay? 0.903. This is where the 0.903 starts for Tom's Coins little question he had for me. So, you guys ready for the question? He said, Josh, do you have any of the 5 centavo silver coins that he had gotten? And I said, sir, I do. And I actually have a few different iterations. And technically I have several iterations because these would be roughly the equivalent. Like I said, 6 1/4 cents. But they're roughly 5-cent coins. But for his purposes, precisely as he was wanting, here are the coins I have. This is an 1888 ZS, and yeah, that was not cheap. That was not a cheap one. That was not under melt. That was probably 3 times melt. Here is a 1889. This one's pretty decent shape. And yeah, definitely over melt. But these are not coins you typically get anywhere near melt. Although I do have some that are probably below melt. We'll get to that. Yeah, GO 1891. We almost got a date. Yeah, this is way under melt. So, it's for example. But it's beat the hell up, so that's okay. So mileage will vary. Here's another 1891. So I have a pair of them. This was way over melt. So, Que sera, sera. 1892. This one's bent, but it was free. So, can't complain about that. Now, this is where we get into the new series of 5 centavos. And this was the last run of silver 5 centavos. And I believe it was 1906 or 1908. I can't remember what year. They switched to the copper nickel coins. They might have been nickel. Yeah. This one's pretty nice. 370. I mean, that is over melt, but it's a pretty nice coin, so who cares? Who cares? Actually, the more I think about it, I think I have more of these. Now, something really funny happened, in the 19 teens. The 10 centavo coin, I'll show you real quick. It's totally an aside, but they debased the currency. This is under melt, or something really close to melt, I would imagine. It's probably not under, but it's probably really close. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, so I gotta show you this real quick. It's interesting how they debased the money. So if you go back to the 1800s, I believe it was 1870s maybe 1880s when they first started making these, but you can see that's a big freaking coin, and it's the purity's high, right? ASW on these are 0.0786, so it's got more silver than a US dime. It's 0.903, which it's actually 0.9027, right? But I want to show you what they did. So they did a little flip-flop. They did a debasement. The first debasement was in the early 1900s. We go to 80% silver. And the coin's smaller. And they're about the same size. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Okay. 1910, we're still big and chunky, right? Ooh, right? Yeah, is that a looker? It is, isn't it? Okay. But then the Civil War happens. Look at this. So you drop to 72%. Or no, they're still 80%. My bad. They do that later. They drop it to 7. I'll figure out what year they did that. I think it was 1920. It was 1918 or 1920. Oh, yeah. Anyway, 80% still. But look at the size difference. ASW on this is 0.0466. ASW on this is 0.0643. So they took out 0.02 of an ounce of silver. But then they debased it even more. That's what I was trying to tell you guys. After 1918 is 72%, so it goes down even more. All right, so there you go. Tom's Coins, I answered your question, and we learned a little bit about delicious, scrumdiddlyumptious silvers. Man, how fun was that? Yep. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. I hope you find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake, and if you don't find it, right, you cannot blame me because I tried to show it to you. You're fine, turd. Lay down. I had to grab that turd. I had to grab it. All right. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, like I said, and find all the collectibles of your dreams.